Everybody, I am Crypto Kip, and today we got a couple news stories to talk about. Sam Bankman-Fried is making headlines again. Did a little video on that earlier, but of course, we got to talk a little more in depth on that. It's just a very, very interesting story. On top of that, there are a lot of easy ways to get a 10x in crypto, and I'm going to talk you guys through some of that and why I think that's coming in a big, big way. In this next bull market. I think it's actually easy to get a 10x on your crypto at this point. The question is can you find 100x? Can you find 1,000x opportunities? Those are a little bit harder, but even those are going to be out there, in my opinion. Now, no coin is a guarantee, but let's talk a little bit through some of this and what some politicians are doing right now when it comes to crypto. Another reason I think 10x opportunities are coming in a big way is we do have some crypto legislation that's finally being approved here in the US, and the SEC is getting challenged and the CFTC is getting emboldened and embraced as one of the main crypto regulators here in the US. We also have Canada coming out and putting forth some conversation about how they're going to handle cryptocurrency as well. All these things are good. And not to mention, we have a presidential candidate right now who just bought 14 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin for each of his 7 children, which is absolutely incredible. You think he's doing that because there's not a financial incentive? Do you think he's doing that because this thing's worthless? No, he's doing that because he knows, he sees that this is the future. And we all do. The legislation's coming. There's a lot going on, but there's definitely some corruption. And that leaves some people wondering. So we'll talk a little bit about this corruption, the excitement, everything, the drama. A big time story today. Also, a influencer was found no more, let's say, in pieces, which was very tragic and very scary. Part of the reason I'm only Crypto Kip and you don't know my name. But let's talk about some of these breaking stories, how the market's acting right now, and what I expect. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to another live stream. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. We bring you guys every single story we can find in crypto, some of the trading strategies that me and my partner on the channel, Blacksea, are doing, from NFTs to meme coins to Bitcoin to some of the blue chip altcoins. We get a lot of ideas. We are not financial advisors, but we were going to keep the content coming to you guys through bear markets, through bull markets, every single day, 5 videos a day. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's hop right in. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let's see what we got going on. So just another sushi, Francisco, Gabriel. We got Chris in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. So right now on CoinMarketCap, we're just really boring right now in these crypto markets. And if you've been tuning into the channel, then you guys are aware that I believe there is some potential downside in store for us in these crypto markets. And I only say that not because I'm a bear. I'm actually a massive bull if you're not familiar with our videos. But September and August and September are pretty bearish typically for Bitcoin and crypto. So in the scheme of things, guys, you look at the overall market cap, and we can just take a peek at that real quick, and you'll see where we're at. We have bull cycles, we have bear cycles, and then this is boring. These are boring times when we're just flattened to the side, and that's where we're at right now. Arguably, we could be in a spot like this where we kind of come up and then come back down. That's kind of what I'm feeling. We're up a little bit. We might see a bearish August and September, but when you zoom out, you'll understand that there will be these big peaks and there will be these valleys. We're in a valley, but the peaks are coming. So even if August and September are slightly bearish, it is an opportunity, an even better opportunity for you guys to get these 10x gains. Whether you're buying Cronos coin from crypto.com, whether you're buying Bitcoin, which I also believe can do a 10x, I believe a $300,000 Bitcoin is possible in the next bull run. The more likely prediction is somewhere close to 200,000. There's a chance, there's always a chance, guys, that we don't break above 100K for Bitcoin, but I would lean more towards the fact that I think that we are. Not a fact, but I'm feeling very bullish on Bitcoin. I more so think we could see a 200 to 300K Bitcoin rather than just $100,000 Bitcoin. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which we'll get into in this video. But be on the lookout because, you look at last year, And what do we had? We were basically a year ago at 1.17, and now we're back at 1.18. So we did nothing in the last year, which means we're accumulating. So if we come back down, then congratulations, you get another 20 to 30, maybe 50% discount on your altcoin or on your Bitcoin. And that is a great way for you to have more upside, more chance at that 10x gain. So that's kind of the way that I look at it. WorldCoin is still trending, the retina scanning device to define whether you are human or AI is getting more popular. Very, very interesting. I see these videos on Twitter right now of people lining up to get their retinas scanned for this WorldCoin concept. I don't think I'm going to hop in line anytime soon on that. It's a little bit spooky to me. Benny Blue Eyes in the chat. Good to have you. Thanks for joining, Benny, our moderator on the channel. Bitcoin's coming in at 29,000. Now, I predicted, guys, that Bitcoin, with this FOMC meeting and the rate hike, would go down. And at this point, it's been up, it's been down. Mostly, not a lot has happened. Now, as we're coming up to the end of the month of July, there is volatility coming. There's always a monthly options expiration coming out, weekly options expiration for sure, but the monthly ones are bigger, and that's going to cause some volatility and just people anticipating what's going on with a monthly candle. I think a lot of traders trade off monthly candles as well, just looking for longer term trends. So there's going to be some volatility. I lean a little bit more bearish in the short term, but in the long term, yes, I want to see Bitcoin break above $100,000 and get to that 200 to 300K level in the next bull market. But buckle up, guys, prepare. And if Bitcoin goes up to $32,000 at the end of this month, which is possible, and if it even becomes bullish in August and September, am I upset with that? Do I care more about my prediction than the upside for Bitcoin? Heck no. I want Bitcoin to go up. But if it goes down, I'm prepared to accumulate, and I'm pretty excited for that. By the way, I see people asking in the chat, is this the last live stream before I go on my honeymoon? No, I got one more live stream for you guys next Tuesday. And then next Thursday, I have my rehearsal dinner, so I won't be live streaming. And the following week, I am out at St. Lucia in the Bahamas enjoying my honeymoon. I'll have some pre-recorded content for you guys, some tutorials, things like that. So you guys can learn a little bit about how to stake, how to do all these different things in crypto for beginners and for intermediate traders and crypto lovers. Ethereum coming in at $1,850 right now. Looking at the dominance for these two, Ethereum dominance is holding a little bit stronger than Bitcoin dominance right now. ETH at about 19% dominance in the market, and Bitcoin holding about 48.2% of all the value that is in crypto right now. It was at 50. Not quite sure if we see that go up or not, but regardless, when Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will rally. A lot of great ways to make money. I do think Bitcoin's a 10x, but some altcoins are going to make bigger gains. Example, look at the last 7 days. Here you go. The XDC network is already up 50% in the last week. Maker's up 11% in the last week. Dogecoin made some really big gains on all the news about Elon Musk, and so that was pretty exciting for Dogecoin holders. As for Crocoin right now, looking at Binance as its competitor, Binance is up a little bit at $240, trying to get back to $250 and then $300, which is a very important level for Binance token. Going to be a big, big floor at $300 for Binance, so we'll keep an eye on that. Crocoin right now coming in at rank number 37 at 5.9 cents. This one is going to make a lot of gains. I am such a crypto.com bull. I hold a lot of crypto.com tokens. I haven't revealed exactly how many tokens I hold to the channel yet because, frankly, I just want to keep that a mystery for you guys to keep you guessing, just have some fun. And I will come out probably close to the Bitcoin halving announcing how many Crocoins I have. But we like to keep a little bit of mystery just for kicks and giggles. But I am very bullish on this token, a no-brainer 10x. The question is do you think Cronos can get to 60 cents? I say, yeah, it's going to break past previous all-time highs, which is like 95 cents. And so you've got like a guaranteed 13x right there. It's a no-brainer. If you got 100K in Cronos, well, you're going to have $1 million likely before the end of the bull market at some point. The question at that point is, how much did you take in profit and what did you buy with those gains? Were you buying real estate investments? Were you parking it in cash? Were you buying gold? Were you buying Bitcoin? Where are you going to move your profits? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. VeChain could print big gains. There's so many great coins. A lot of people love Quant. I think Maker is going to make insane gains as well. A big time borrowing and lending platform for Ethereum, which is pretty cool. A lot of great projects, guys. A lot of 10x opportunities in the market. As for Bitcoin, I do most likely expect Bitcoin to get down to the $27,500 price level, guys. Right now, we are just touching this key level I have drawn out here. Had these things drawn out for a very long time. I think recently I added in the $27,000 price level because that's kind of my new target, something around there. Would make sense to me. I think that's our worst case scenario, unless we get a very bearish August and September. Maybe we could get back down to this $25,000 price level. But I would be surprised if we got back down to 20K. Is it possible? Certainly yes. But the two targets I'm looking for is likely a bounce off this $27,000 price level right at this red moving average right here. Or we could just bounce from right here and potentially go up to 32, maybe at the end of this month, beginning of August, and then kind of trace down and be moving sideways in this channel. Because at the end of the day, what do we know, guys? This is the accumulation phase of the bull market, or of the bear market. You could say of the beginning of the bull market, either way. And a Bitcoin halving is coming in March of 2024. And so eventually we move up, but it's still a little premature, though things are moving in the right direction. Now, I look at the overall market cap of this thing, and guys, we are at $10 trillion. We are at a $1 trillion market cap for crypto right now. And just in 2015, guys, we were at a $3 billion market cap. And so I do believe that something of a $20 trillion market cap, let's just say a $10 trillion market cap, I think it's very, very possible for that to occur, which gives you anywhere from a 10 to 20x for the entire crypto market, which means you should be able to put on a blindfold and pick a coin that you did some minimal research on that makes sense. You know, as long as you're doing some research, I think there's going to be a lot of great plays in there. Now, not every coin is going to go up. Not every coin is going to break its previous all-time highs. A perfect example is XRP. Now, let's look at the chart on XRP as an example, because everybody's been talking about XRP lately because the Ripple case with the SEC. If you look back at the history of XRP, you can see we had our previous bull run back in, actually, this is a really bad example because this chart doesn't go back to the 2017 bull run. Unfortunately, guys. So I'm not going to go pull up that chart. You know what? I will. Let me do this. I'm going to go over to this. I'll go to XRP and we'll do it this way. So if you look at XRP, you will see, guys, in the previous bull run, it only got up to $1.80. Now, part of the reason for that is news oriented, right? It's all about the SEC case versus Ripple and XRP. It did not pass its previous all-time high from the past bull market because in 2018, it got all the way up to $3.30. It didn't even get to half. Well, it got to about half that value, a little less than half that, a little over half that value in the previous bull market. And so as good of a coin as XRP is and as excited as people are about it, it didn't break new all-time highs. And so that doesn't necessarily need to happen with every coin. But if you're diversified, if you're getting in on some of these gains, even if you were all in on XRP, you can look back and say, okay, well, it got down to 30 cents, even if it only came back up to $1.90, call it $2 in the peak of the last bull market, that's still an insane amount of gains, right? You're still getting about, what is that, 7 or 6x gains, which is pretty darn good. So, guys, I think a 10x gain is very, very simple for not only a coin like XRP, which is probably due for a new all-time high, especially with the good news that came out of the court case, but I think in a lot of these tokens, and we go back to that overall market cap and why I think that's going to go up. But looking back at the previous high for CRO, yeah, I mean, we got to 99, let's say 97, 96 cents. I think we blow past that, and there's so many reasons. We'll get to some of the breaking news for crypto.com at the end of this video because there is some big news coming for CRO, and I think we are due for a little bit of kind of a blast-off situation, if you will, for CRO. Because of all the things they're doing. They are making the right maneuvers. But as for CRO versus BTC, still trying to decide whether it wants to climb up versus Bitcoin. Looking at Solana just as an example for comparison, kind of climbing up, taking a similar trend as CRO, and so is Binance. But again, if Bitcoin is bearish in August, September, it's kind of up in the air what happens to these coins. Typically, alts bleed a little bit more against Bitcoin, but who knows? Maybe we see some altcoin strength and we just keep this rally going for alts versus Bitcoin. Let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comments down below. Leave me some questions, by the way, in the comments. I like to do some questions kind of as we go along just because it's fun. Oh, yeah, I didn't actually tweet our live stream link. Let me go ahead and do that. I can do that live, I guess, on the channel. Why don't I just do this? Thanks, Benny. See, Benny has got our back, guys. Benny's got our back. Let's see what we got going on. I will go over to this, and I'm just going to do this really simply, guys. So let's tweet it out. And if you guys can help out, I would greatly appreciate it. Anything you guys can do to contribute to sharing these live streams helps us out a lot. So I'm just going to do that real quick. And I'll say, we are live. And if Benny, you want to share that. And everybody out there, if you guys want to jump in the train and help, share that tweet. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Benny. But yeah, guys, we got a lot of stories to talk about. I just like to start with some of these charts. But that's kind of where we're at with the charts. Looking at some of the previous highs, looking at the trajectory of this asset class, and looking at some of the stories we're going to cover here in a minute, there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on crypto. So let's start with this, guys. Mr. Smiley says, when do you think it's going to 10x? Mr. Smiley, you should be smiling because I think we're going to get a 10x probably at least by 2025. It should probably, you'd have a couple coins, I would imagine, that have 10x by or during 2025. And then kind of the end of the bull market should be coming around then. But maybe even next year, we might see some 10x's. Now, you're going to see 10x's tomorrow, the next day. Like these little altcoins, they fly. There are some crazy altcoins that fly. But now we're going into a bull cycle for Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these other large coins. Once those rally, the other altcoins will follow so that they can have their time in the sun. And I think there's a real reason to be especially bullish, especially because of a story like this. House Financial Services Committee votes in favor of crypto blockchain bills. It is starting. Maxine Water doesn't seem very entertained, which is funny. 84 years old she is. You know, we saw some crazy stories this week with the minority leader of the House, Mitch McConnell, speaking, and all of a sudden just goes and just stops talking for like 15 seconds and pauses. He's like 82, I want to say. We have so many members of Congress that are above the age of 80. The president is over 80. So many people are so old. George Soros, a guy very much involved in the political scene, I think he's like 92 years old. These are some of the leaders of our free world. And, you know, the question's kind of coming out. Do people like this and like Mitch McConnell, regardless of they're Republican or Democrat, I try not to get political on the show, though politics seems to play a large role in crypto these days. I mean, should we have term limits? That's the big question we have. Regardless, the House Financial Services Committee voted proper on this, and they are moving towards some crypto legislation, which is fantastic. Here's a little quote I'll share with you guys. Our comprehensive digital asset market structure legislation recognizes a key issue. Digital assets that are not inherently securities may be offered as a part of an investment contract, but that does not make them securities. This is a Republican, Patrick McHenry, who said this. Some people are praising it, and some people were bashing it. You see also some people on the other side of the aisle saying, and actually, here you go on the other side of the aisle saying, I've been on this committee for 20 years and I can say unequivocally that this is the worst piece of legislation that has been presented for mock-up in that 20 years. You know, politics is at play, guys. People have their agendas. If they don't get a little bandage put into the bill and they don't get what they want, then they're going to complain about it. The name of the game is fighting for funding and fighting for power, and unfortunately, crypto is going to be in the middle of that battle. So what I think we're going to see is more presidential candidates, more political candidates talking about crypto. either bashing crypto or loving crypto. And I think we're going to have another situation where 50% of the country loves crypto and 50% of the country hates crypto. But to be honest with you guys, that is a bullish thing to me, because right now only 10% of the country really knows about crypto. It's probably way less. But if we can get it to like, okay, 100% of people know about crypto, 50% of them at least think they know about crypto and they hate it, and they didn't do the research and they listened to some talking points of politicians that hate it. And the other 50% loved it, embraced it, and used it. And now they're going to use the crypto wallets that are getting infused into X.com, the new Twitter for Elon Musk, and start using all this new technology for transactions day to day. I think that's going to be a good thing for crypto overall. But it is true that the CFTC has earned a reputation for being softer on crypto companies than the SEC. And this is something that Democrats are mostly saying could enable future fraud. Democrats seem to be a little more bearish on crypto, which is very interesting. And now we're seeing Sam Bankman-Fried pop up on this as well. And there are some stories we're going to cover here for Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. But another point that is important that we've been talking about here: if Congress does nothing, the United States will miss a huge opportunity and Americans will suffer for it, referring to either taking advantage or not taking advantage of crypto. We can't miss the boat, guys, or else we will be in big trouble. Now, the Senate, on the other hand, is taking a money laundering type of concern approach here. Elizabeth Warren specifically, we love her here. We love this anti-crypto lady here. Not so much. Keep talking about money laundering and the fentanyl trade with crypto and all this, which is a fraction of the fentanyl trade, which is also a fraction of the transactions that are used on Bitcoin. So it's just a bad argument, and there's going to be politics at play here. But at least they're addressing it. At least they're talking about it. And so we need some clarity, and we are starting to get it. And now, in spite of this, Gary Gensler is angry. He's upset, and he's coming out and he's saying crypto is a highly speculative asset class filled with fraud. Again, doubling down, tripling down today. This isn't breaking news necessarily. Watcher Guru, a big Twitter subscriber or X.com member, said this was breaking news today. We've kind of heard these comments, so Gary Gensler's just doubling and tripling down on this. It's rife with fraud. He doesn't like crypto. Why would he be the one to oversee it? I mean, why are we going to box out this huge new industry? It doesn't make sense. That's why Canada is even hopping in the crypto train, at least putting together some updates and new guidance for crypto asset exposure. They get into details on here. The banking guidelines reflects the December 2022 BCBS, that's Blue Cross Blue Shield banking standard. The insurance guideline incorporates the relevant parts of the Blue Cross Blue Shield standard with adjustments to meet specific context of insurance industry. Now, they're trying to get conversations going between what is insured crypto assets and what is not. And this is what's going down. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And they're putting out guidelines, and both guidelines detail 4 classifications of crypto assets and the capital treatment for each. We are getting specific here. So it's pretty cool to see. And this is what we need. There's going to be some good that comes out of this. There's going to be some bad that comes out of this. And there's going to be some politics, which means nothing, that comes out of this. That's probably going to FUD some people and probably going to get some other people hyped up. But let's talk a little bit about some of these charges recently that were dropped against Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder. What do we know about Sam Bankman-Fried? Well, we thought we knew a lot about him, and people thought that FTX was some grand exchange. I, unfortunately, at one point was even talking about the FTX exchange, and I was saying, I'm considering buying some FTX tokens. We talk about CRO all the time on this channel. We love crypto.com. FTX was talking with the SEC. He was talking with Congress. He was making all these big roads towards crypto regulation and towards being one of the biggest players in the U.S. That's what we thought, and that's what we knew. Very successful. They're launching an exchange with the government, even potentially, is something we were hearing. And then all of a sudden, what we found out is that there are various events going on in a mansion with drugs and sex in the Bahamas, on a mansion. It's like $30 million mansion in the Bahamas, and there's all these shell companies for FTX, and they were commingling funds with his ex-girlfriend's company, Alameda Research, and then he leaks her journal, which was crazy. We saw that he leaked the journal, and that was a big story, and there's a debate going on there. And now the judges want to put out a gag order, which we'll talk about on Sam Bankman-Fried, which was crazy. But we know now that there were 1 in 3 congressmen that were bribed by FTX. And there's probably a lot more donations that happened that we don't know about. So the question of, did Sam Bankman-Fried break campaign finance laws, and did other politicians violate these laws as well? The answer is yes. And so my question is, how is it possible that the United States government, that the federal government can actually drop these charges? What they're saying is that, well, when the Caribbean government extradited him, it was only on the fraud charges. It wasn't on the campaign finance violations. So we're just going to drop those charges. That is complete BS. And that is extremely sketchy. And now you got to be wondering, what politicians got this funding, and why is the federal government covering this up? This is a cover up, straight up. It doesn't make any sense, except it does. Why? Because money. Sam Bankman-Fried gave people a bunch of money, and now they don't want to give that money back, and they're going to target him still, but they're not going to target him with this finance violations laws, and they should. It doesn't make any sense to me. So last month, federal prosecutors dropped 5 of 13 charges against Sam Bankman-Fried. Why are all these charges getting dropped against him? Because money, guys. Because money, and it's disgusting, and it's gross, and it's nasty. It's very nasty. Now, a federal judge, the feds asked a judge now. So not only the feds dropped this case, but now the feds are asking a judge to jail Sam Bankman-Fried after he released his girlfriend's Google Docs diary, where she talked all about how she felt uncomfortable and how it was so awkward working with her ex, and kind of something that really made Sam Bankman-Fried look bad and kind of tried to make Caroline Ellison look good. But now the feds are saying that Sam Bankman-Fried leaked it. They're also dropping some charges against Sam Bankman-Fried. It kind of doesn't make any sense what's going on right now. And it's really concerning, guys. It's really concerning how this is being treated. But at the end of the day, it seems like money talks, and they are trying to put a gag on Sam Bankman-Fried right now, put him in jail, and I think just kind of trying to get him out of the picture. Thank you for your money, sir, and goodbye. I think that's kind of what the federal government is doing. So that's kind of interesting. Some other drama going on in the crypto market right now. This was a ridiculous story, and it's part of the reason that I'm Crypto Kip and not my real name. I don't want to reveal my real name because I'm worried about stuff like this. Now, I'm not a crypto millionaire yet. I intend to be. I think I will be in the next bull market. I protect my seed phrases. I keep myself a mystery. You know, I mean, I keep them in a safety deposit box, all those kind of things. So, you know, I'm being as secure as I can. But a missing crypto millionaire was just found deceased and chopped up in a suitcase. This is sick. This is twisted. Now, apparently, he committed some fraud against some big time investors in some kind of way. And so this was a retaliation. And so karma, but illegal and terrible and terrifying. And another example, I mean, we've seen other crypto millionaires turn up dead all the time. It's just kind of how it can go sometimes, which is why you got to be safe, guys. You got to keep your information private. VPNs are pretty cool. They're pretty important for your security purposes. Protect your seed phrases, and don't flaunt it. Don't flaunt it. If you are a crypto millionaire, don't flaunt it. There's something to that. You got to be careful. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, especially if you're a scumbag and you're trying to rip people off like allegedly this guy did. Now, I can't really speak to this guy. I don't even know his name. I didn't dig deep on the story. I just saw a little bit of the news on this, but crazy story that I want to share with you guys, which is very interesting. Another big story on the day is that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that he bought 14 Bitcoin for his kids. He went to the Bitcoin conference in Miami, which was absolutely crazy. And after that, he ended up buying a bunch of Bitcoin. He now has 14 Bitcoin for his 7 children, 2 for each of them. And that's about $400,000 worth of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin 10x's, well, then he is going to have $4 million, which is going to be incredible for him. And I guess his children will have divided amongst them $4 million, which is tremendous for these grandchildren. And this is kind of how people are starting to look at Bitcoin and crypto. This is a store of wealth. This is a store of value, one of the best ones out there. People compare it to gold. This is digital gold, guys. You see BlackRock, who, again, we haven't talked about BlackRock in a little bit, is proposing a spot Bitcoin ETF. Currently is approved. The application has been approved by the SEC, who hates crypto. They're reviewing it. They have about 210 days before they have to make a decision on that. The CEO of BlackRock, who proposed this ETF, says that Bitcoin is digital gold. Well, Robert F. Kennedy agrees. So you got presidential candidates that are excited about Bitcoin. You have the largest investment firms in the world that are excited about crypto. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, guys. If you want to maintain your wealth, maintain the value of your dollars, then don't keep dollars. It's Bitcoin. It's better. It's better. Now, not financial advice, but looking on average, guys, year over year, since the inception of Bitcoin, I believe it's up about 100% year over year, which is incredible. Now, Crypto.com is obviously a spectacular company in our opinion here at the Crypto Report. We talk a lot about it on the channel. That's why we got a big crow coin for you on the thumbnail, because we like to talk directly to the Crypto.com community, the Crow fam, as we like to call it. And there's big moves being made. Just earlier this week, we saw a partnership with a app out in the Asian countries with 200 million users they're going to get exposure to, which was fantastic. And now Crypto.com tweets, it seems like every single day there's a story, there's building going on. Crypto.com now reveals Matic is now available for on-chain staking within the Crypto.com app. And if you scroll down, in addition to Crow, ETH, DOT, and Solana, they added all of these, which is very, very good. And there you go. Arthur Coates saying bullishness. Me and Arthur are talking a lot on Twitter all the time. Good member of the Crow fam there, in good standing. And this is very bullish. Yes, very, very bullish. The more we can get attention on the Cronos chain, on Crypto.com, the better off this is going to be. A new exchange listing for this Unibot token, which is kind of interesting. All these other things they have going on, including the Orca listing, including the giveaways for the first frontiers that they've been doing daily. We just saw that they appointed another fellow from their executive team to a board of directors to further security and privacy around the world for companies and do crypto adoption. We also saw one of the heads of their team for Crypto.com join the CFTC, which now we saw this crypto bill is going to be very involved in legislation for crypto. This is all fantastic for this exchange. It's extremely bullish. And if I can just go over to Cronos real quick for you guys and show you why I'm so excited about Cronos as well. There's a lot of things going on here. They're also talking about the fact that they can do the on-chain staking in the Crypto.com app, which is great. But they're adding a lot, guys, a lot. And Line Genesis was a big one for them yesterday, doing radio shows. I saw some other partnerships earlier. Everybody's tweeting about it. And Crypto.com was actually trending today on Twitter, or X.com as we might want to call it. So it's all good things, guys. It is all good things. And there's no doubt about it that Elon Musk is a crypto bull. So again, if you're looking for a 10x opportunity, yeah, Crow's a fantastic opportunity there, but Bitcoin in general and even Dogecoin could be good because Elon Musk. Honestly, because Elon Musk. Elon Musk is turning Twitter into potentially a crypto haven. Very interesting. Why? Because he's turning this into an everything app where you can actually start to transact with peer-to-peer on this app eventually. It's not there yet, but he wants to integrate like Uber, Airbnb, WhatsApp, all these other things into Twitter, which is now X.com, and integrate crypto into that. And how do we know this? Because we talked about this news where, look at the Dogecoin here on his profile. This is coming. But people are making moves in Twitter right now, and outside companies are making moves so that you can start to use Twitter with this thing called OnTweet. You can actually now easily send Bitcoin and crypto with a Twitter handle using this program called OnTweet. It's a company called Suku that launched a solution. Thank you to Mr. Whalechart for breaking the story. But there is development happening, guys, and it is coming, and it's getting easier and easier. And eventually, I believe in 25 years, we're all going to be using crypto as one of our main forms of payment. And we're not even going to know it or care that it's crypto. It's just going to be so easy to use. It's going to be just like using Venmo, just like using anything else. That's so easy. Except we're going to be using it with Bitcoin and crypto and maybe Dogecoin and Cronos coin. So I'm pretty excited, guys. I am pretty excited. Let's see what else we got going on here. I saw that Just Another Sushi asked, what's going on with the ENS thing? In case you guys aren't familiar with this, it's just like the .crow thing. You can register your name. You can kind of get your own domain so that this is attached to your wallet. And this is pretty cool. I guess registering for multiple years will save money on network costs by avoiding yearly transactions. So you can buy it for a year. You can buy it for 5 years, 15 years. But you can buy your sushi crypto handle or, cryptokip.eth. I don't have it. I mean, I got my Crow address, so I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know, but it is pretty cool because this is essentially how you can start to participate in Web3. Now, perfect example was I actually ended up getting into some pre-sales recently, and to get into some of these pre-sales, what did I had to do? I had to actually send money to people's wallets directly. It's actually a growing trend. It's getting more and more popular. And I actually did it for Ben.eth's PSYOP, which some of you guys might love, some of you guys might hate. I think there's a lot more haters out there than lovers on it. But Ben.eth, so all I did was just punched in Ben.eth, and I was able to send my funds directly to his wallet using that ENS name. And so that's what that is, Sushi. It's the same thing as we have on Cronos with the Crow domain. And so there you go. That's a little bit for you. That's a little bit of information for you. Let's see what's going on. Who's in the chat? What's happening? What's cracking out there? Asking, is this available in the USA? I am in California and only have access to the Earn program. You have access to the Crypto.com DeFi app in the USA, so I highly recommend you check that out. Francisco Gabriel is asking me, are you going to get your .loadedlines.crow free domain? Sure, I didn't really look into that, but yeah, I'll check that out. I'll go ahead and get that for sure. Why not? I'm all Crow, guys. I'm all Crow. I'm not all Crow, but I love Crow. I love Crow. Let's see what we got. Francisco Gabriel wants RJK to win the election. Yeah, I mean, he's interesting. He's pretty interesting. It's so weird because he's a Democrat that's getting interviewed in a friendly way by like Sean Hannity, who's a huge conservative reporter for Fox News. But I saw an interview recently where Robert F. Kennedy went out and did an interview with Sean Hannity, and his crowd is just cheering for him. And so it's very interesting. You have this Democrat who's getting Republican support, which probably makes him a less likely vote for the Democratic Party, and also kind of it's hard to ride those lines. Now, I like that he's kind of being nonpartisan, right? Where he's kind of not bashing his competitors. He's not doing the Trump thing, which love or hate Trump. What Trump did was he called them, Crazy Nancy or Lion Ted, or like Pocahontas, all these things, right? You don't have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doing that. He's keeping his integrity pretty well. He's playing kind of both sides. He's not really being super Democratic or super Republican. He was saying he agreed on some issues with Sean Hannity, but that probably leaves him in a spot where he's likely not going to get elected because it's hard to play the center. You kind of need to play to your base, which is a problem. That's an inherent problem with politics, because then we have extremists. We have extremists over here. We have extremists over there. Everybody's so extreme, and that's where this country is going, which is why, you go to a restaurant, depending on which part of the country you are, you could say X and you could get yelled at with Y. Depending on if you're the South or if you're in New York City, depending on what you say, you could be hated in 2 seconds to the most extreme degree. And that's not healthy for America. And so, yeah, I mean, I do like to see RJK getting some exposure, but like you said, it's not very likely. So good that he's a bull on crypto. So good that he bought these Bitcoins. So good he was the first presidential candidate to get into the Bitcoin Miami conference. But just going to be very, very interesting to see. Ron H is a Sheeb whole coiner. Very nice. Very, very nice. That's funny. That's funny. Ron, you crack me up, man. You're funny. Let's see what else we got. Francisco Gabriel says, the saga of SBF. I just hope he goes to jail, period. He's going to go to jail. I want to say something, but I'm afraid we're going to get like flagged by the algorithm if I go a little too deep down the hole of the controversies with SBF and what I expect to happen. There's certain names, there's certain words that I don't want to say, but something could happen to SBF that we've seen happen in the past is all I'll say. All right. He might go bye-bye. He might go bye-bye. Oh no. Oh no. Is my Twitter tweet, did my tweet not go? That's funny. Oh man. Well, put out the tweet for me, Benny. Put out the tweet for me. Let me see. I'll go on my phone and let me see. If I can retweet it, I'll do it from my phone. Let's see what we got. Did I tweet it? Yeah, we're live. All right, we're live. Good. I got the tweet out there. If you guys are on Twitter or x.com, reshare the tweet for the live stream. Get people in here. Want to take some questions from you guys. Donald Campbell asked, if we guess how many coins you get, now what do we win? You can't do that because so many people are going to guess it right. One crow. One crow. I'll be doing more giveaways though, Donald, but probably not for the guess on how many crows I have. Let's see what we got. Crow will pass $1 this next bull market, says Wilson Cortez. Absolutely. I absolutely think so. Donald Campbell thinks it's going to pump in the winter. I do too. I think we can get above 20 cents hopefully this winter. That'd be great. John 316, good to have you, my friend. Good to have you out there. Thanks for joining, guys. What do you guys want to talk about? What is going on out there? What questions do you guys have? What kind of content do you guys want to see? What are you buying? What are you buying? Benny Blue Eyes asks, Crypto Kip, do the .eth or .btc domain names only allow you to send the currency to the specified in the whatever example BTC addresses only accept BTC payments? Yes. You can only send ETH coins to ETH addresses, and you can only send Bitcoin to Bitcoin addresses. Fact. So be careful with that. Made a lot of money from XDC. What do you think of its future? I'm bullish on it. A lot of people are bullish on XDC. I don't know so much about it, but I am bullish on it. It seems like a lot of Ripple people and XRP fans love XDC. My cousin's got a lot of XDC. I think he's in the know on that in a big way, and I trust him. He does a lot of good research, but not financial advice. Hey, if you're making money from a Crypto Keeper, taking profits is never a bad thing. Even if you want to take profit, shuffle it into ETH, and then it goes down, you can buy back into XDC, or you can just shuffle it into ETH and buy more ETH too. It just depends on what coins you want. If you feel like your ETH bags are light, then maybe it's a good time to take profit. If you feel like you need more Bitcoin or you don't have Bitcoin yet, then maybe you take some profits and you get some Bitcoin. So those are some of the ways that I kind of think about it. Sir is GC says WorldCoin is giving away free tokens if you have your eyes scanned, I guess. Wow. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That's crazy. That's terrifying. Azula ES Death says, I am loading up on Atom every time it goes under 10 cents and Matic under 80 cents. That is a excellent strategy, my friend. Good luck to you. I think those two coins are going to perform spectacularly in the next bull market. Let's see what else we got. Benny Blue Eyes saying, Crypto Kip, considering the hype is lately regarding eyeball scanning and orbs AI, do you believe in aliens? Good question, Benny. And the answer is yes. I do believe in aliens. I don't think they're I I don't know what they are. It is so interesting in this congressional hearing that we just saw. I watched the full hearing. It was so interesting. You have very credible, a general and like a Air Force pilot, and there was somebody else, I think a commercial pilot, that were all attesting to kind of the same concept that UFOs are real, and there have been some serious sightings that are unexplainable, things that have happened beyond our comprehension, beyond what we know as possible when it comes to the laws of physics. And you can even see that I think the quote would be is that yes, we found biologics in the craft. So not only do they have a spacecraft of sorts or some alien-like craft that they found from a crash site, but they found biologics, which alluded to, and he can only say so much because it is classified information, non-human biologics, which means aliens, right? Or UFOs. And I don't think that's like a gray matter body with the big eyes and the bulky head and the skinny body and the skinny little figures you see. I don't know what it is, but something was found, and I have to believe it. I have to believe it. And it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And then the question is like, is this something that we have to worry about? Like, is this a actual threat to our country, to the world? I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of scary. And it's very interesting because like they were even laughing in this hearing. But the truth is if this is real, which it seems like it's real, this probably isn't a laughing matter, because it seems like they're investigating our like nuclear launch sites. It seems like they're investigating our military equipment, our technology. They're able to disappear in the snap of a finger and dive under the ocean, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Francisco Gabriel asks, regarding the congressional meeting on the UAP, in my opinion, at the end of the day, all these stories of flying saucers, aliens, gray raptures, and Roswell will end being true. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Not all of them. I think there's something like of a Bigfoot thing. Like, I don't believe in Bigfoot. All right, but there are some crazy things out there. And there are probably... historically there were Bigfoots probably, right? I think we can say that there were we know there were cavemen. We see and there's really crazy evidence that's being dug up. I watched a documentary on Netflix the other day that was all about some bones that were getting discovered in a cave in Africa, and it basically turned out that over like 1,000 years ago, or I can't remember the time frame, but before we ever believed it, humans were doing burials. Humans were actually conducting burials before we ever knew they were. And so we have a really long line of history, but I don't believe Bigfoot exists today. And I think that you kind of got mixed in with the Bigfoot crowds, the flying saucer concept. Like, I don't think it's a flying saucer per se. I hear these like circles with the squares around them is kind of what I'm hearing. Not as much of a flying saucer. I mean, maybe there's a variety of them. Some of them will probably be true, and some of them probably won't, though. But it was crazy. Let's see what we got. Everybody's talking about UFOs. I absolutely love it. Some people are saying that the UFO aliens are actually demons. Well, demons, I don't know about demons. I mean, I don't know. Demons, I don't know. That around the blockchain was a crazy talk. Pakasad, what did they say around the blockchain? I didn't see that. I've always considered, we tried to get on around the blockchain. They kind of have a tight circle. It's hard to get in there, and it's hard to be a part of that conversation. I think that there's like a squad now, and they're not really bringing new influencers into the fold. And some of those are great, and some of those, they're all kind of just beating the same drum, which, we all have a tendency to do a little bit in crypto. But sometimes those are really valuable conversations. They got a lot of really great panelists on there sometimes, but I kind of stopped watching it because not always the most educational anymore, it seems. I believe that once the government publicly acknowledged aliens, they will instantly lose credibility to millions as the official authority of the U.S. world. I don't think so, Benny. I'm thinking. Now, aren't you ex-military, Benny? Aren't you ex-military? Didn't you go in submarines and all that? But I'm thinking the reason that the U.S. doesn't want to admit, maybe, and I was really thinking about this over the last 2 days. The U.S. government might not want to admit that there are aliens because if they do, then don't the aliens know that we know that they're real? And if the aliens know that we know that they're real, then does that make us a threat to the aliens? And so strategically, maybe we don't want to come out and admit that. Apparently, we don't want to admit that. Maybe we don't want to admit that because then it basically puts us a target on our back for the aliens. Pakistan says the whole the episode sucks. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's kind of how I feel about that. Yeah. Crypto Keeper says, I think we'll see $1 million Bitcoin before I see a UFO. I think I'm with you. I agree. I think I'll probably do that. ATB chatted about disclosure, Seven Greer, Bob Lazar, Element 115. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it, but because we're like hanging out now. I do the crypto news and now we're hanging out, but crypto news is important. When you tune into a panel like that, I think you want to kind of get everybody's take on a real issue. Right now, we're just hanging out. We got through our real issues, and now we're just hanging out. This is what we do. So we get the news, and then we hang out with the Crypto Report community towards the end of the stream. That's just how we do it. Yes, sir. 10 years submarines. Wow, that is wild. I salute you, sir. Thank you for your service. Benny Blue Eyes, a patriot. And a Crow fam leader, which I love. I have the 37th parallel book sitting on my desk. Is that a UFO book, Sushi? I don't even know what that is. That's incredible. How about some crypto questions, guys? Anything else going on out there? Somebody was asking something about WorldCoin, right? Let me see what's going on. Azula Easy Death asks, what is WorldCoin? WorldCoin, I did a video on it the other day, Azula, but what it is basically a new coin that's coming out where you can use it to verify your identity and you can get your retina scanned. This will help prove that you are not an AI bot and that you are human, essentially. Kind of interesting, kind of scary. Don't really want my retina scanned. What about you? Sad Raman asks, how confident are you in a 60-cent crow? I am, in my book, I'm 100% confident, but I'm not a financial advisor and you should do your own research. But I personally, I'm not going to sell a single dollar worth of crow, and that's a promise, at 60 cents. I'm waiting until after 60 cents to start selling. So that's where I'm at. And I will be putting out a video on my profit-taking strategy for Crow, or at least the mock-up that I have on that. It'd be interesting. Sad Raman says that would make it around a $12 billion market cap. That's like Dogecoin right now in a bear market. That's crazy, right? No, I mean, it's not crazy at all. A $12 billion market cap. Sad, all right, let's get into this. Sad, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for the question. I love it. I appreciate it. I'm going to pull up something for you so we can just start to think about it. So first up, let me get over here and we'll go to CoinMarketCap, okay? Saad, you got me going. Is a $12 billion market cap feasible for Crypto.com? Well, Crow is ranked number 37. Binance Coin, direct competitor, currently sitting at $36 billion. So now you're asking, can Crow be 1/3 as valuable as Binance? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? The only thing that makes Binance more valuable than Crow right now would be this. DeFi Llama. Ow! Don't do that, guys. Don't go to the wrong websites. DeFi Llama. Let's try that again. Come on now. One more try. DeFi llama. There it is. So the only reason that Binance arguably should be more valuable than CRO and Cronos is because in its total value locked up in DeFi, there is $3 billion for Binance Smart Chain versus the $321 million for Cronos. And so it's roughly, 10x smaller, okay? So right now, CRO should arguably be 1/10 of Binance, which it isn't even 1/10 of Binance right now, because 1/10 of Binance would be like $3 billion, but CRO right now is only at $1.5 billion. So a 2x from here would be very reasonable for CRO just to get to kind of fair value versus Binance in my mind. But you can argue that CRO should be 1/3 of Binance because 80 million users versus Binance's 140 million users. It's got over half the amount of users. Why can't it be 1/3 the value? And then on top of that, if you get a $20 trillion market cap in the peak of the next bull market, well then $12 trillion is nothing special whatsoever. Nothing special whatsoever. And so, yeah, give me a 10x, give me a $14 billion market cap. I think that's easy. I think that's easy for CRO. The question is can we get to can we do a 50x for CRO? Can we get to a what is that? Like a $2.5 to $5 CRO? And the answer is honestly, yeah, why not, guys? Because let's look at this again. Binance coin, and I'm going to do a video on this specifically for you guys, so it's a little bit shorter and you can kind of go right to it and understand it. But Binance in the previous bull market, it got up to a $114 billion market cap. That's how high Binance coin got to in a market cap. And in this next bull market, guys, I expect Binance coin to break previous all-time highs. And if it's anything like the past, that could be a 5 to 10x past previous all-time highs for the market cap, which means Binance's market cap could be anywhere from a $500 billion to a $1 trillion market cap. And that's possible because, again, if we get a $20 trillion market cap for crypto overall, Binance is ranked number 5. There's no reason it shouldn't take all that volume. So if Binance can get to a $1 trillion market cap, now you're asking me, can CRO get to a $12 billion market cap? Absolutely. The question is, can it get to a $50 billion market cap? Can it get to a $100 billion market cap? And my answer for that, guys, is still yes. I think that is possible. Does it happen next bull market? Maybe. It might happen next bull market. But there you go. How's that for an answer? How is that for an answer? Smash that like button. Smash it. Let's see what else we got going on. Yeah, it is a beautiful opportunity, Saad. A very beautiful opportunity. Benny Blue Eyes wants me to give a layman's terms for the 4-year cycle. Very, very simply put, Benny, roughly every 4.5 years, there is an event that happens. That event is what triggers a bull market. It happens every 4.5 years. That's why people talk about the 4-year cycle. What is that event? It's called the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin miners receive less rewards over time. That makes Bitcoin more rare. The more rare it is, the more valuable it should hypothetically become if it's something that people want. So we have an event that causes a supply shock to Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden we get a bull market. That's about as layman's as I can get it. There's an event that happens where things go up every 4.5 years. Price go up every 4 years. I got a dog barking outside my window, guys. I'm sorry about it. I don't know whose dog it is, but little yappy feller out there. Oh, sir asks, do you think MMF will make a comeback? I do. Saad Rahman says, I don't know if you talk about other coins, but I think you should take a look at VeChain. I owned a lot of VeChain last year. I think I had like 200,000 VeChain at some point in the last bull market. So, yeah, I mean, I had some VeChain. I think it's good because it is a supply chain. I know about VeChain. It's all about supply chain in China and using blockchain technology to track supply chain, which is genius. I got 2 dogs barking now. 2 dogs barking in the background. It's great. I hope CRO reaches a $75 billion market cap so that CRO reaches $3. I think it could happen. I'd love that to happen. Couple millionaires in the chat if that happens. That'd be great. Guys, I'm home alone tonight. My fiance is not here, and I can't really say that I'm having chicken piccata. You can't hear the dogs? Good, because they're bothering me, and they would annoy you if you could hear them. You know, no chicken piccata tonight. I got some leftovers. It's some kind of chicken dish. It was pretty good. She's a pretty good cook. I am too, but I'm a steak guy. I'm the steak guy. Sad Ramen asks, when do you plan on selling your first bag of CRO? Probably close to 85 cents, 90 cents. Probably a little bit of a sale at about 85, 90 cents. Before we get to previous all-time highs, because there's a good chance that we could kind of, if this was the previous all-time high, guys, all right, there's a pretty good chance that we kind of see the chart do this. Here we come up, we come up, we come up. There's the high. We might reject off that a little bit and then make our way back up to the dollar and to the new all-time highs. And so that's something I'll be looking out for. Chicka chicka boom boom. Yeah. All right, folks. How do you like the pen analysis? There you go. There's my TA for the day. Here's a pen. There's your ceiling. It's a previous all-time high. Layman's terms, right? All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I'm going to dip out. I will be recording some shorts for y'all. Oh, one more thing from Benny. Crypto Kip, did you hear about BlackRock's optimal allocation of BTC to be 84.9%? They're going to blow the roof off the market. Wait a minute. What? You're saying that BlackRock came out and said that people should allocate 84.9% of all their wealth into Bitcoin? I don't know, Benny. I don't know about that. It doesn't seem like something the largest asset manager in the world would suggest. And if they are suggesting that, then everybody should have a Bitcoin right now. Thank you, Saad. I appreciate you. I appreciate crypto. I appreciate everybody out in the crowd. Thank you guys all. By the way, if you're not a member on the channel yet, you want to maybe consider becoming one, because we are going to be doing monthly giveaway once we reach 100 members on the channel. And we will, please send it on the Discord. Thanks, Benny. When we reach 100 members on the channel, we will be doing a giveaway for $500 every single month to one lucky member on the channel. Benny Blue Eyes, Just Another Sushi. You guys are leading the charge on that right now. But hoping to get some more members so we can continue to grow our Discord, where you get access to our private Discord and do some of these giveaways, guys. That's all I got for you on this one. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, folks, you got to remember to DCA, hiccup, hodl, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I got some videos for you coming tomorrow. As always, peace.